So, are we living wisely? Say yes, even if you are not living wisely, and last week you had couple of stress, anxiety, duality, and a conflict. So that shows that you are not living wisely. Second thing is that this Eastern wisdom is not a rocket science. It is very simple, easy. Provided we are living wisely, provided we are living wisely, and provided we are living wisely day to day life. Take one example. Let me take an example of the science. Sun rises in the morning. Say yes. What science says? Science says the sun rises in the morning. Sun sets in the evening. Sun rises in the east. Sun sets in the west. Science negates this. Sun never rises. Do you know that? You just said yes. Is there a water in the mirage? Science negates it. There is no water in the mirage. What is this? Think in the... This is quanta. This is just an energy. But it appears as a mouse. Sun appears to rise in the morning and sets in the evening, but it is not true. You negate it. So where you negate it? You negate it in the mind, as in knowledge, as in understanding. Right? So every day the sun is going to rise in the morning, will set in the evening, but your understanding is there. Knowledge is there. You negate in the mind. I have a lot of stress. Accept it. I have a lot of challenges in my life. I carry the burden of all the stress of millions of people on my shoulder. Accept it. Accept it. Every day the sun is going to rise in the same way, sets in the same way, but your understanding, water is not in the mirage, the sun does not rise in the morning, does not set in the evening, that knowledge is there. That knowledge is there. So what we are teaching, what appears true is not, just accept that. Instantly we learn I am not the body. Oh, it's a big deal. How I am not the body. How the sun does not rise in the morning? The science applies the method of negation. Isn't it? Is it not true? You're driving your car on the highway and you see the highway is running behind you. You negate it. It is not true. You see it every day. You see it every time. Is it not true? No, this is different and that is different. That is the problem. Are you getting it? We are taking a very subtle topic, so I thought better to start with this. So now I have an understanding that sun does not rise, does not set, then there is no good morning, there is no bad morning. Every morning is the same. Then every morning is the same. Sam? but we don't want to accept it. Why we don't want to accept it? Because of ignorance. So when there is ignorance, then what happens? Then I suffer. When I suffer, I don't live wisely. How simple it is. Only the knowledge is required and understanding is required. My honey is crazy. Think of this, sunrise in the morning. Do you see? You see, it demands only understanding. Sam is lucky he doesn't have. So, yeah, many people, anesthesia doesn't have. Anesthesia might be thinking, why you are not saying at present, I may have fiancé. Fiancé is different from honey. You see that. You have to have an understanding. That is the problem. Problem of I am not able to leave the wrong notion that is present in the mind. We have a rainy morning. Are you getting it? We are going in a subtle way. So question is, are we living wisely? And when we are living wisely, we have the four factors, and I discussed about the triangle. My subject matter is clear, my goal is clear, I am a seeker, and the seeker has the four factors. Four factors. So once I have that understanding, I live in a new level of awareness, and that new level of awareness is mindfulness 24/7. You negated in your mind. You did not negate physically. Do you understand? You did not negate physically that the sun does not, now to the next day, tomorrow sun will not rise in the morning. No, it will continue to rise. It will continue to set. But you have an understanding the sun never rises, sun never sets. So if you understand that science of negation, why don't you accept when we are putting everything logically and rationally that I'm not the body? No, everything. You are okay, for 1 hour I'm not the body. The rest of the time I'm the body. You see? So we are relating, David is trying to connect and Jerry. So do you check every time you practice, you understand these principles, you feel there is a rise in awareness. There is no bad morning, there is no good morning. Like there is no water in the mirage, the sky is not blue, the highway is not running behind me when I am driving. Similarly, I am not the body. So simple. Eastern wisdom says negate it, science says negate it. Negate what is not real. So, why I picked up this topic in the beginning, we are not the doer, we are not an experiencer. Society says, be the doer, become number one, have a burnout. Tell me 99% of the people who have become number one, especially I'm addressing to the younger one, that too is a false notion. But that is the way I have to talk. So society demands me to become number one, follows burnout, follows stress, follows substance abuse. Do you see? I've already given you a lot of examples. Anastasia and Sam, you have to think. But it does not mean that you should not reach to the greater heights. That does not mean. But craving for number one is going to have a burnout. Going to have, it's very important. You missed some of the points. You can listen to it again, David. So today's lesson is all about karma, action. We cannot live life without action. We use action to live life, what society demands. So when we act, what Eastern wisdom gives you that understanding, you need not to run after to become a number one, to have a burnout. Majority of the people, I'm not saying that everyone, but majority. I have one car, I buy 5 cars. Will I be happy? I don't think this. So one who has been with me for 3 years, he evolved very fast. But that's why I'm taking up this topic of karma, because if you are constantly doing the karma and you are achieving the greater heights, so this guy here, he is in Arizona. So in these, I think 4 and 5 years, now he has 5 houses. So you can think of it, how much money he earned, and he has a couple of cars. And okay. So I sent a message in response to one email that I'm homeless, jobless, and knowledgeless. Now see how you rationalize. That is the problem. So he responded me, even though I have 5 houses, but I'm homeless. So I'm still attached to those 5 houses. So I told you in the very beginning, we are going to understand that very karma. The action is life, life is action. Without action, we cannot live our life. Then how to transform this action into our daily living so that we start living wisely and we enter into the state of mindfulness. Karma is a signature of life. You see, it's a signature of life. No life, no karma. No life without karma. No choice to avoid action. Not for a single moment. I'm sleeping, breathing, eating, talking. All action is there. So I told you that we have to discover that how we get rid of the doership and the experiencership in the mind. The way I told you, sun does not rise in the morning, sun does not set in the morning. Have you reflected on it? So when I keep the wrong notion that sun rises in the morning, sun sets in the evening, then second level of ignorance is there. Today is a good morning and tomorrow is a bad morning. Science negates it. So similarly, the Eastern wisdom negates in your mind that you are not a doer. You are not an experiencer. So the question of moving to become number one will never arise. So there will be no burnout. That is what is karma yoga. Now normally I went to a couple of studios. or we have to do service. So what service we have to do? We have to fold all the mat and put it. No, my mind, mental attitude should change. And that is karma. Jerry and Brandy might have experienced. No, no, do some service. Oh, we are famous for making everything without karma. Now, what the master says, that karma should not be used to become number one, to results into burnout. Karma should be used, action should be used to purify the mind. Every karma, every action. And that is what we are going to understand. So, karma, when it is used to purify the mind, you rise to the next level of living wisely and ultimately living in the state of mindfulness. And I gave a brief introduction last time. Karma should be converted into karma yoga. Karma is daily action: breathing, sleeping, eating, drinking, talking, teaching, learning. So when you add yoga, means the right and proper attitude in the mind. So when I'm living wisely, I'm aware. Now see, I have a right attitude in the mind, and I woke up in the morning. I also see the sun rises in the morning. So there is neither a bad morning nor a good morning. Why? Because sun never rises, sun never sets. What the science says. Do you see? Just by right mental attitude, in the beginning you need to think of it. And once, how many times you think that, what, I'm scared when I drive my car on the highways, then the highway will run behind me. I'm scared. How many times you think like this? You never think. So in the beginning we think, and gradually that thinking stops, we live into that awareness. That is known as the rise in awareness. Same thing I told you. The moment your mind, your attitude, your mind says honey is crazy, hold on. Are you living wisely? You have a corresponding emotion in the mind that created a wrong notion that declared the honey is crazy. Correct that. Change the attitude of the mind. Did you understand? Instead of changing the attitude and you build a big ego, you see that I'm a great meditator. That's why, honey, I did not say you anything. Ha ha. So that doership needs to be changed. That is why we need to do the karma yoga. Are you understanding? Karma yoga appears very, very physical outside, but no, it's very subtle. You enjoy every action that you perform in your life. Otherwise, you will build strong ego. You look at, she is not or he is not doing any meditation. I have been doing with this beard guy. You did not learn anything. That is why you are with me for so many years. This is a small attitude, karma yoga. Be very clear, karma yoga. Karma means action, any action. Any action. Any action. I want to survive. I can tell you some of the things, introductory part, and then we will go. There are 5 or 6 types of karma. All these actions are divided into 5 or 6 groups, and then we will pick up each group to understand. so that the mind is 100% clear. A cobra is there going to kill me. What is my right attitude? I want to survive. So killing that cobra, having no option, is also karma yoga. There the principle of non-violence and violence do not apply. Oh, that is why I killed my honey. That is the wrong approach. You see that? So it's a very subtle area, very subtle. So we have to live wisely and follow the path of karma yoga wisely. So I told you, right and proper attitude in the mind all the time. Right and proper attitude in the mind. You bring your car out of your garage and you see the neighbors, and the attitude of the mind changes. What car he has and what car I have. We demand awareness. Oh, what shirt he has and what shirt I have. I can give you hundreds of examples like this. So living wisely means living from moment to moment. Do not rationalize but live wisely. So what it means, action is outside. You do any action with the right and proper attitude. It is a karma yoga. It will take you to the highest state of mindfulness. That is the journey of karma yoga. You need not to practice anything. Once you understand clearly and you feel that now it is helping you. You may be working for 20 hours and still you will not feel tired and fatigued. That is the beauty of karma yoga. Action outside and a state of mind is inside. Understanding is inside. That knowledge is inside. Again I'm repeating. Same example. I will continue to see that sun rises in the morning, sets in the evening, but I have a knowledge and understanding from the science. So I negate this wrong notion that sun rises in the morning and sets in the evening, because sun never rises, sun never sets. So when that, you see, otherwise your mind might be thinking, for 1 hour I listen to you, I feel I am on the top of the world, and then I'm under the world for 23 hours. No. Why? Because you do not negate the false notions. See that? I'm using a parallel, Science also negates, so Eastern wisdom also negates that I'm not the body, I'm not the doer, I'm not an experiencer. I'm not worthy of suffering. How simple it is. If you believe in science, what is this? Quanta. It is only energy. That is what the science says. Negate this plastic. What is gold? Energy. What is platinum? Energy. But for transactional reality, if you are getting married and you have to buy a platinum ring, that's very famous here. So you don't go to the shop and you say, give me energy, quanta. No, you say, give me platinum ring. You think of this. Imagine the state of consciousness you live in all the time. Can you imagine that? Everything outside is very well understood. You live into that wisdom all the time, 24/7. if you like coffee, you say, I like coffee. Yes, give me coffee. It's okay. But internally, there is no doer. There is no experiencer. So you are free. But you may have a craving for the coffee. That is the problem. Sam, you told me you have stopped drinking coffee. Very good. So it goes little beyond that. You drink or you do not drink. You eat or you do not eat. I have a Kundalini yoga teacher in New Jersey. We used to attend a couple of these sessions on Saturdays. So one day she whispers in my ear that I have stopped eating steak. I said, very good. So after 2 weeks, she returned and she said, I cannot tolerate. I started again. I said, very good. No problem. You have a problem, so you have to correct your problem. So when the karma yoga is done, when the action is done, or karma yoga is done, you remain detached. You live into that state of discernment and dispassion here inside. Whether you drink coffee or tea doesn't matter. Whether you eat steak or not doesn't matter. Are you detached? So she proved that she is not detached. See that? So that's how we understand people. That's how we teachers understand. It's not a rocket science, In modern psychology that I did, you have to apply psychological questionnaire. Oh, your score is 50, it is good. No, we need not to do that. We know, we understand seekers by their action. By their expression. Action also doesn't mean, action means thought, speech, action. How you are as a thinker, how you are as a speaker. Are you full of energy or, okay, I'm very good, I tell you, after meditation, I had a very deep experience. No, you don't have any experience. You are sleeping. Your expression shows me. So first being that the karma yoga, you are detached. Have you seen me giving you a lesson while sleeping? Anytime in these years. Anytime. Did I say that today I have a headache, so let us close your eyes, do meditation, and finish up the session? I will take care of my headache. And many people send me the message, today I have an extreme headache, that's why I'm not attending the session. You must attend the session. Did you have an understanding? That is, apply the simile, sun rises in the morning. I'm not worthy of suffering, that is why I will attend. So first thing that we remain in the state of discernment and dispassion. Second thing that we discover that there is no doer. It is the body and the mind complex and the sense organ and the energy. They are performing an action like the car is running. Not being as a doer and experiencer. So don't be in a hurry. We will go into deeper. The way we negate science, the way we negate from the science that sun does not rise, does not set, the way we will negate the very doer and experiencer that is created falsely by the mind. How can I show to the people that I have achieved so much? Who cares about your achievement? Tell me. How much you care, Bill Gates? I don't know about people here who are from US, but majority in New Jersey whose sessions I used to take, they used to hate Bill Gates. No, no, we like Apple, Mac. So the first thing I said, discernment and dispassion. Second thing, we have to explore who is the doer and the experiencer here. Is it worth keeping that doer and the experiencer? Second, is the doer blocking me to realize the real self? Is the experiencer blocking me to realize the real self? If they are blocking me, let me get rid of it. We're putting everything. So the absence of doership means absence of dualities, absence of delusion. We are in the state of karma, yoga outside, meditation inside. And that will take us to what is known as awakening or whatever you say. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and being comfortable. Now I think your mind is familiar with the idea being comfortable. If I don't say anything about being comfortable, will you be there? That's what I told you, that the time comes when you realize you are simply aware. Your mind looks at the alignment, position of the body, the way you want to sit, lie down, whatever it is. Forget about those people in yoga who says, no, you have to sit in lotus pose. I cannot sit, then what should I do? Get rid of that idea, false notion. And then being comfortable and then being carefree also. Can you recall any transcription that I spoke about being comfortable and being carefree? You feel that understanding, that knowledge is there. So we are going in a traditional way because traditional means every master says that you should start with some mantra, that even if some deluded thoughts are there in your mind, they will leave your mind so that you can easily be absorbed into the meditation. So, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. In your mind, you are chanting, reciting. If you are alone, you can maybe chant, you can chant loudly. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Knowledge, meaning. First, the meaning. Let everyone be in the state of well-being. Well-being. Everyone. The mind with the false notion says not possible. That is what the science says. So here the Eastern wisdom says, no, we are talking of the consciousness that expresses in the state of well-being, and that is common to every human being, every living being. Forget about every human being. that demands an understanding and awareness. Outside at the physical level, at the mental level, people, you can see the people are still suffering. Again, take the same example of the sun rises, sunsets. But we are still aware, many people claim that they are worthy of suffering. That is why they are suffering. Look at it. Look at the beauty. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham. The time will come, your mind will continue to sing. It will pick up only one mantra and it will continue to do it until it is fully absorbed. That is the way the traditional practices works. Only when we live wisely, when we are a seeker. So it simply means, the meaning is, let there be peace for everyone. Peace for everyone. How it is possible? False notion. Every living being has a consciousness, and that consciousness expresses through the mind, through the sense organs, to be in peace all the time. It's a common factor. Third line, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Now see the meaning, let there be completeness in all. Okay, I'm complete in myself. No! What should be the understanding? Any movement of the mind desiring to become number one, to have a burnout, is dropped. Why? I'm complete in myself. See, just look at this essence, the meaning. You don't start fighting there. No, I will prove that sun rises in the morning. Come on, science has already proved it. Negate. So we negate by understanding the body is causing a problem, mind is causing a problem. No way. I'm complete in myself. Even thinking of that gives you a new level of awareness. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. I told you before that this is the Shanti mantra coming from the Upanishads. Upanishads are the cream text. Or you can say they are the secret, open secret text. Their words, their formats cannot be changed. They are revealed text. Now, what is the meaning here? Let there be auspiciousness for all. I have given you many meanings and understanding. Auspicious transcends the time. You are in a state of timelessness. How? You are not bound by the time. How? One example here. Your mind says, when this session will finish and I have a lot of things to do. So you created a time-bound agenda during the practice of meditation. It will take a long time. Again, I'm telling you, understanding, knowledge. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Meaning alone is not enough. I should have that understanding. That is why I drive my car, even looking my highways is running behind me. I am very casual in a desert when I see the water, there is no water. From where it comes? From the knowledge. What is that knowledge? Is consciousness. What is that consciousness? Is awareness. Simple. Simple. So even after reaching to that state, we should continue the journey. What? Become aware of the body is in the state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Look at the breath. Start breathing quick and shorter breath, and move the mind inside the cave of your heart, reciting Om Shanti. Om Shanti very gently, quick and short breath, faster, body is steady. You are breaking, you want to break that delusion of the impurity in the mind. Continue. Just continue and check, can you continue without any disruption coming from the mind, any objection from the mind? Continue Om Shanti, continue breathing, continue keeping the body in the state of the steadiness. It helps us to rise in awareness. That is our goal. We are not thinking of increasing the oxygen concentration, etc., etc. That's not required. And stop this again, become aware of the physical body from the top of the head to the toes, on the skin, and experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Then look inside the body from the top, crown of the head to the toes, looking into this space, emptiness. Then awareness of the natural flow of the breath. No change. Then looking beyond the breath, maybe thoughts, feeling, amazes, or simply the space, calmness. That awareness helps us easily to move inside the cave of your heart. Just move inside the cave of your heart and stay there for a while. Here, if you are aware, you don't find the doer or the experiencer. That we are going to understand in the following sessions. Now let us return to Nyasa. Start breathing little deep, silent and slow. As you inhale, move the mind from the crown of the head to the tailbone, singing Om Shanti. As you move the mind from the tailbone to the crown of the head during exhalation, Om Shanti. You see that you are aware, so you follow the pattern of deep, silent, and slow breathing that syncs with the movement of the belly and the rib cage. So you don't give your mind a chance to distract. No, I cannot do this, I do this, I'm doing this. So that very doership and it disappears when there is a perfect sync in life. Shanti. Shanti. So your deep silence, slow breath, your mantra, and the movement of the mind, they all sync together. You will have a sense of bodilessness. So that experience will take us deeper. Shanti. Now leave this deep silence, slow breath, move the mind directly in the cave of your heart, singing Om. At the same time, you are aware the mind seemingly stops. You drop Shanti and no doer, no experiencer. But if it doesn't happen, do it again. Any thought interrupts you, do it again. After doing, doer is gone, action is gone. You are there. Shanti. And after that, there is nothingness or emptiness or pure awareness. Many words used. Do nothing. Almost doing nothing. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside, know your experiences. Bring the hands down. How are you, Stephen?
Good, thank you. My experience in this is first, thanks for the lesson. Makes a lot of sense. It was almost, I think I've described it like this before, but it's like two levels: my mind and my heart center. And it was everything that you were saying and everything that you were talking about. I was here in my experience, and then when it went to deep breathing, I was here. Then we moved to the vinyasa and or the through the body, and I moved to here and then back up to here, and it was this movement to where when we got to the heart center, I was just settled here the rest of the time until you started chanting the Om Shanti.
Beautiful. We experience the different layers of our consciousness, and that tells us, are we rising into consciousness or not? It's a beautiful experience. Are you, Rakesh?
Thank you, sir. It was very deep. Bodilessness was there, and I was just enjoying it.
Yeah, enjoying and sense of bodilessness. It's a great experience. How are you, David and Jerry?
It was very good. Thank you. Look forward to listening to the talk at the beginning. We had some technical difficulties, but my meditation was very nothing. And it was the only thing I can describe it as nothingness and awareness melted together, and there was nothing. That's
Nothing.
the best way to
Beautiful.
describe it.
Yes, beautiful. It's a kind of transcending. Bodilessness is also transcending, and that experience is also transcending. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. The mind loves when you're literal. It just loves it, and so it made me think during your lesson about all the feelings that we might have in the transactional world, right? We can't not have all of them, right? And so just not attaching to any of them
Yeah.
makes it simple. But if we attach to the pain and say we don't want more pain, we don't want more pain, or we attach to the pleasure, we want more pleasure, more pleasure, then we're deluded, right? So, but if we separate that they're all equal, they're all equal.
That's a beautiful way to explain it. You are not attached. So we are already going deeper. So once we understand karma yoga clearly, so when the doer is not there inside, there is no question of attachment or detachment. So that is what we are exploring. It's a beautiful. How are you, Brandy? She is thinking, she told me good morning, bad morning. So
Not good or bad morning, thank you. I'm relaxed and peaceful. It's a nice meditation.
Relaxed and peaceful. Beautiful. Beautiful. How are you, Sam?
Very good. I also, I could similarly describe the meditation in two phases. I think that during the service sham, I don't want to say it was a drop in consciousness, but the space got a little darker and then livened itself during the quick, short and fast breathing, and then completely devoid of thought.
Beautiful. Completely, yes. So we can recognize the different layers of the consciousness, how it is expressing itself or manifesting itself or revealing itself. So once we continue the journey, we reach to the higher and higher. How are you, Anastasia? And then we will take up Terry, yes.
Thank you. I'm very relaxed. It was deep and senseful. I've got a little of memories during my practices lately. I sometimes old, even that I have never thought about or I have never remembered about these pictures from my childhood. They appear and I watched them like in a movie being behind, but it was a lot of pictures, people, faces, something like that.
Yeah. What we say deep inside when we move the mind, deep inside the heart, the frontal part of the heart carries all the past impressions since our childhood or from the past previous lives. But behind that, the deepest level is where the Om Shanti needed to be dropped. And the moment we drop, we are fully absorbed. So both are okay. So let it come and go. Let it come and go. How are you, Terry?
I think that my body is like it's like the highway that's running behind you.
Yeah.
I know it's like a bad child is standing outside the house throwing rocks.
Yeah.
And it is not letting me go inside. So then I felt that my real self was watching this happen.
Yes, there is a witness consciousness is also there. And the bad child means the mind is attached to the things outside. So it picks up those impressions. So there needs to be a struggle. So there is a clarity at least you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's a struggle, right?
Who struggles? Come on, Terry.
Yeah, I'm observing the struggle, and I don't.
I was just thinking about it. I think on an intellectual level, I can
Yeah.
clarify it, but on an emotional level, I'm not free from it.
So who is a struggler and who is an observer? Oh, yes, you have to think.
Yeah.
How are you, Barbara? No, she has a very intelligent question. So I just gave her counter question. Who is a struggler and who is an observer?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the answer.
And who is that who doesn't know the answer? They all are three. They all appears three, but fact is that they are one. How are you, Barbara?
I'm very good, thank you. I also had a feeling of bodilessness, and it kind of started in my hands and went to my arms, and then my legs, and then I didn't feel anything at all. I had no thoughts, and it was like bliss. It was beautiful.
Beautiful. Yes, that's a beautiful experience. How are you, Samir? So we have Samir, Sangeeta, Vaibhav, Ashok. Yes, 4.
Total stillness was there, and for last part of the meditation, for 5, 7, 8 minutes, I was in the cave of my heart. That's it.
Beautiful.
And not moving here and there. Nothing.
Beautiful.
No movement.
Yes, the state of nothingness reveals the knowledge. Beautiful. How are you, Vaibhav?
It's like that I am there, and the step that I'm doing, that is there, and in between the thoughts are there. So when the thoughts are gone, then my awareness is only on the step that I'm doing. When that step is gone, then only I am there, and it was clear.
Yes, that's your mind strictly followed every step, and that is also meaning becoming a seeker. That's a beautiful. How are you, Ashok? Namaste, sir.
Very much relaxed and peace and calm.
Peace and calm. Is your honey crazy? No, that's good. That's good. Now we had some talk in last year, so I'm just passing. So Sangeeta, how are you?
बहुत peaceful और calmness.
Peace and calmness, she felt it. So think of this karma yoga, and especially 2 or 3 more examples that I gave. So our goal is to discover who is the doer, who is an experiencer. So experiencer has 2 parts. I experience stress and I experience pleasure. Pleasure or pain, profit and loss, duality. So once we go deeper into that, we become aware of the doer and the experiencer inside. We have achieved the height of the karma yoga. We will start living into the state of the mindfulness. That is all for today. Thank you very much for tolerating me.